Hi everyone, this is Tushar, certified PMP instructor. Today I will be taking you over a very basic concept, which is how to differentiate between project and operations. Now, many of you would say it's pretty straightforward. Projects are unique, as in they deliver a unique output, whereas operations are um, going to deliver something which is a standard output or an outcome. Projects are usually temporary in nature. In other words, they have a start and an end, whereas operations are ongoing. Then, of course, a very important point that we have to look at is that projects are a vehicle of change. They will always be looking to introduce a change, whereas operations are more about running the business as usual, BAU, as some of you may say. So then, of course, there are other points as well, like a lot of times we say that projects are high risk compared to operations. Projects are utilizing cross-functional teams, but I think those differences may get blurry at times. However, even with these solid 3 points that we have, it can be confusing sometimes. When I say, let's take an example of something like constructing a new house. Yes, everyone will say it's a project. Maybe setting up a new telecom tower or developing a new software application or a website. These are all classic examples of project work. And then when I say something like manufacturing 10,000 cars month on month, or um, providing an internet service continuously to a certain set of customers. These are all classic examples of operations. However, when you look at things in a different from a different perspective, it may not be that simple. Like for example, if I am thinking about a company who's into setting up telecom towers, and we have set up 2 million towers in last 20 years, and that's what we do day in day out. We set up a tower, we move on to the next one, and most likely we are doing like 200 towers or 500 towers every month. This might start sounding like it's operations. However, be careful on this point, that operations and projects, the main difference comes from the fact that can you deliver the same outcome using the same step-by-step processes, using the same amount of money, resources, time? Is that possible? If you say yes, then surely it's an operational activity. But if you say no, then no matter how repetitive it is, how many times you have done it in the past, you may have done, like I said, 2 million towers already, but every time you do a tower erection or a tower construction, it will require proper planning, it will require understanding the uniqueness of the environment, geography, local laws, etc. So even though we have a lot of experience, but still every time every tower will require different amount of money, time, resources to get constructed. Whereas if it was operations, then we would have well defined procedures that we will have to follow to the dot every time, and we'll get the same exact outcome in almost the same time and money. So be careful of this point, that think about the processes that you have to follow. Do they remain exactly the same every time? If yes, it's operations. If the processes have to be tweaked, adjusted, modified based on the given scenario, then no matter how many times you have done it in the past, it will still be a project. One last thing here. See, if I say that A to B is a project where we delivered some output, could be a new website or a new house or a new tower or a new model of a car or anything. At point B, once we have delivered the output, it then moves into operations where the regular day-to-day activities will be performed to keep the output up and running, or to maintain it, or to provide the services, depends on the nature of the product. However, understand that we live in a very dynamic world which is rapidly changing. Technology, legislative requirements, economic condition, competitors, stakeholder expectations, everything is highly volatile. Now, this means that an output which was valuable at point B may not remain valuable after a few weeks or after a few months. So this is where the stakeholders might request some kind of modification, feature enhancement, or adjustment, or some upgrade to the existing products or services, which is, let's say, an initiative that started at point E, and then we delivered that initiative at point F. And since point F, the operations got slightly modified, and this is also a project. Say, for example, we set up a new manufacturing facility which has been operational for a while, and now at point I, we have to increase the capacity. So an expansion project was taken up from I to J, and at point J, the factory's capacity was increased. So this is also a project which is running in parallel to the operations. Or maybe another example could be on the other side, like there is a website that we have been maintaining for quite a while. Now at point M, we have been asked to maybe upgrade the interface of the website, and a team is set up to do the same. And at point M, they start the journey. At point N, they launch the updated interface of the website, and from there the operation gets modified. So whether it is A to B, E to F, I to J, or M to N, all of these are projects. Yes, sometimes it might appear as if projects are part of operations, or some people may say operations are part of projects, but not really. These are two separate line of works that can be going on parallelly, but they're not really part of each other per se. I hope you liked the video and I was able to clarify this particular small concept. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll be definitely coming up with more such videos in near future.